joined, na? That is why. Thank God. So correlation is the relationship between two variables x and y. Normally in central tendency we had one x column and we have solved a lot of questions on that. But when we have two columns of variable, then we call one of them as x, another is y. And two variables can be interrelated to each other. Now we can also say that y equals to a plus bx is a linear equation where two variables are related. And y can be calculated with the help of x. So in your life you have many times seen some linear equations like this: y equals to 2 plus 5x. This is a relationship where two variables are related, right? X and y. Whenever I'll put x, I'll get the value of y. Whenever I'll put y, I'll get the value of x, right? So x and y are related. But now they are related by how much degree? That is the part of correlation chapter, not regression. We are not into regression right now, but correlation is all about the degree of relationship between two variables. So please write down correlation refers to in exam 3 to 4 questions are going to come from this chapter minimum. Correlation refers to degree of relation relationship between two variables x and y. Between two variables x and y is just an example. It can be u and v, it can be y and z. So two variables x and y normally. So in the whole chapter you will find correlation degree. Degree means extent of correlation. Extent means by how much they are related. And in the whole chapter that degree will be represented by a term called correlation coefficient. It will be represented by a term called coefficient of correlation, or I can also say correlation coefficient. So in the whole chapter, I will calculate this degree of correlation known as correlation coefficient, and it is denoted by small r. It is denoted by what? Small r. Also capital R, but it depends on the topic. So in some topics, I'll take it as small r. In some topics, I'll take it as capital R. Right now, I am clear that it is a relationship between two variables x and y. Now, even if you have done correlation in the past, what you have done sums from that. Let's find the correlation coefficient from the following data. X column was there, y column was there. Right now, more important part is the theoretical part of this chapter. So please give the heading types of correlation. Types of correlation. How many types of correlation are there? Can anyone tell me? 4 types. Who said this? Give me the name. There are 2 types of correlation. Number 1, positive correlation, also known as direct correlation. Positive correlation, also known as direct correlation. Number 2, negative correlation, which is also known as indirect correlation. There are 2 types of correlations, positive and negative. Now, what is a positive correlation? This can come in exam. Positive correlation means when variables move in same direction. When variables move in same direction, then the relation is positive. And negative correlation is when variables move in opposite direction. When variables move in opposite direction. I'll give you example for that. Opposite direction. So now, if there is one x column and then you have a y column, and there are only two values in each of them, x 10 and 20, y 30 and 40. So now tell me, both variables are increasing, yes or no? So can I say they are moving in same direction? If both variables are increasing, I can say what? They are moving in same direction. So what kind of correlation is this? Positive correlation. But if I change the example and make it 40 and 30, then they are not moving in same direction, they are moving opposite direction. That means it is a negative correlation, right? So what is the positive correlation? Moving in same direction, negative moving in opposite direction. Also it is known as direct correlation for positive and indirect for negative. But as he said, there are 4 types of correlation. Actually there are 2 subdivisions of positive correlation. One is perfect positive. Very important. Perfect positive correlation. And another one is moderate positive. Moderate positive correlation. Perfect positive and moderate positive correlation. Okay. Similarly, we have 2 division in negative correlation as well. Perfect negative. And the next one is moderate negative. Moderate negative. Now, what do you mean by perfect positive correlation? Perfect positive, moderate positive, perfect negative, moderate negative, right? Perfect positive क्या होता है? When variables are moving in same direction, positive. We know that. दोनों अगर same direction जा रहे हैं, positive. If variables are moving in same direction, positive. And if they are moving with same value, perfect. If they are moving with same value, then perfect. So that example, that previous example where x was 10 and 20 and y was 30 and 40 is a perfect positive correlation. Yes or no? They are moving in same direction. Yes, sir. They are moving with same value. Yes, sir. That means they are perfect positive correlation. Any problem? But if I say that 30 to 38 is there, then positive is there, but it is not perfect because it is moving by 10 and it is moving by 8 only. So you can say the magnitude is not same. At that time you call it what? Moderate positive. What do you call it? Moderate positive. So if they are moving with same value, perfect. If they are not moving with same value, moderate. Any problem? So perfect positive means same direction, same value. Moderate positive means same direction, different value, right? So what I am doing, writing only 2 points here. Same direction and same magnitude. Right? Similarly, moderate positive is going to be same direction because it is positive. So same direction has to be there. But not with the same value, so different magnitude. Different magnitude. Clear? So now I think you must have understood what is the definition of perfect negative. Can you tell me? Sir, direction not same now. Direction is opposite. But value same. Means magnitude is going to be same. If I take one example, x is 10 to 15. Y is 25 to 20. Positive or negative? Sir, negative. And by how much value? Sir, by 5. So one is increasing, one is decreasing. Sir, this is negative, positive direction. Sorry, negative direction, opposite direction, and same value. So it is perfect negative. So we should write opposite direction, but same magnitude. Similarly, if I say this is becoming 25 to 22, then magnitude is not same, right? Then we will call it negative but moderate negative. Which one? Moderate negative. So opposite direction is still there and moderate, sorry, different magnitude. Clear? So now we have understood the 4 types of correlations, including the subdivisions, right? 4 types: perfect positive, perfect negative, moderate positive, and moderate negative. Theories are coming from these topics in exam. They can ask you that what happens in a perfect positive correlation, and you will mark variables will move in same direction with same magnitude. Clear? Or they can ask you if variables are moving in opposite direction with same magnitude, what kind of correlation is that? Perfect negative. Are you okay with that? So now, if we are done with that, I am coming to another important theory, which is properties of correlation. Properties of correlation. Coefficient. What is the correlation coefficient? Can you tell me? Sir, it is the degree of relationship between x and y. What is correlation coefficient? Degree of relationship between x and y. Who represents them? R. Small r or capital R, depending on the topic, I'll tell you. But what is this degree of correlation? But there are some very important properties of correlation that are actually coming in exam. Frequently they are coming. Some aate hain, but zyada theory aata hai. Because they will focus on what you have not done in your +2 level or BCom. अभी बीकॉम में जाके अगर आंसर में लिखोगे और दिस इज परफेक्ट पॉजिटिव कोरिलेशन, वहां पे उतना डिटेल में जाते ही नहीं. वहां पे कैसे क्लास शुरू होती है? कोरिलेशन हेडिंग दो, कार्ल पियर्सन हेडिंग दो, फॉर्मूला लिखो, सम करो, खत्म. But here we are talking about the types of correlation, properties of correlation. Property number 1. Correlation coefficient, I am writing in short form, is a pure number. Is a pure number. What is a pure number? Can anyone tell me? बोलेगा एक्वागार्ड वाला नंबर से. नहीं, not that. Pure number means, जोर से. Pure number means the number which do not require any units. Like I say that someone's weight is 25 kg or 40 kg or 55 kg. Kg is that unit. Correlation coefficient does not require any unit. Okay, means if I say correlation is 1, then it is 1. It is not 1 meter, liter, kg, rupees, nothing. It is just 1. So it is the degree and it is the unit in itself. That is why we call it what? Pure number. So please write down. This is a pure number, that is, it is independent. It is independent of units of measurement. Units of measurement. You can also say unit free. Means correlation coefficient is a unit free measure. Never write any unit with it. Number 2. Correlation coefficient has a range. Now those few people who have done it in the past, do you know the range of R? -1 to +1 is the range. So correlation coefficient has a range from -1 to plus 1. minus 1, 2 plus 1. Sir, इसका क्या मतलब है? Simple meaning that in exam my answer cannot cross this range. My answer will always fall in the range from minus 1 to plus 1. And if it is coming as 1.5, then you have talent. You can check yourself because it can never come beyond the range. Minus 1 to plus 1 is the range of R. Clear? And minus 1 plus 1 are included in it. I am not saying between, I am saying from. That means from minus 1 to plus 1. Please write down in point 3. If correlation coefficient is equal to 1, we call it perfect positive correlation. If correlation coefficient is equal to 1, we call it PP, perfect positive correlation. We already know what is a perfect positive correlation, but what is the value at that point? R equal to 1. R correlation coefficient will be 1. In same point, write down if correlation coefficient equal to minus 1, tell me. We call it perfect negative correlation. Perfect negative correlation. Third line in the same point, if correlation coefficient is between minus 1 and plus 1, then what type of correlation? Moderate. We call it moderate correlation. We call it moderate positive or negative correlation. Okay. Now we have done these properties and theory. Exam mein gaye, we are getting a question in exam that correlation coefficient, that is R, is 0.65. You will tell me what kind of correlation is this? Moderate positive is 100% correct. Okay. If I say R is minus 0.3, moderate negative correlation. So we can identify that these questions can come in exam. They'll just give you the value and we'll check whether you know the theory or not. So there are a lot of people who actually do the sums and formula, but they do not know what is a moderate negative or positive correlation. But we are going to know that, right? So sir, we are okay with that. Now, if they give you that R is minus 1.75, what kind of correlation is that? Invalid. You will mark the data is invalid. They will give you one option of that. Coming to that, give me some time. R minus 1.75 is not possible, so you will mark data invalid. They will provide you the option. Okay? Because the range is minus 1 to plus 1. Clear about it? Can I move forward? Number 4. We know that the range of R is minus 1 to plus 1. So in between that range, there is something called 0. Right? And the same question he was asking, sir, R 0 hoga, so what will I do? So I am asking you people that X and Y are two variables. R is 0. And now I am giving you two statements on the screen. Do not copy. Statement 1. X and Y, do not copy, are related. Number 2. X and Y are unrelated. Tell me which one is correct. When R is 0, then X and Y are related or unrelated? What do you think? X equals Y? No. I am talking about if X and Y have a correlation of 0, then they are related variable or independent variable. That means both do not have any relation with each other. वो regression में पढ़ेंगे. How many people are saying they are unrelated? Just checking. And related, anyone saying related? Actually, both are possible. If correlation between two variables is 0, then at the same time they can be related and they can be unrelated depending on the case. I can give you example, like my income is a variable X. So whenever my income will rise, my standard of living, which is a variable Y, will rise. If income is rising, standard of living will rise, right? So X is rising, so Y will rise. Can I say positive correlation is between them? Positive correlation, right? But my income is X variable, my neighbor's standard of living is Y variable. So with my income, his standard of living will rise, will fall. Do not tell me out of jealousy gir jayega. So it will not change. That means X variable is moving, Y is not moving. Can I say both are unrelated variable? Yes, sir. Both are unrelated variable, and as I said, R is 0 between them. Obviously, if you are unrelated variable, R is going to be 0 between you two people, right? Unrelated variable, R is 0. This is one example where I am proving to you that when R is 0, both can be unrelated. But now taking another example. Suppose I am someone who invests a lot in stock market. तो क्या हुआ? I am a small investor. मेरे पास क्या है? 5,000 rupees है खाली. And I can invest that in stock market और वो मेरे लिए बहुत important है 5,000. You must be thinking सर सिर्फ 5,000 है, but मेरे लिए वो बहुत कुछ है, ठीक है? 5,000 rupees I want to invest in stock market. So I was watching small shares with small prices because I'll get more quantity if I buy a share of small price. So I was looking for a share. The name of the share was 420 Limited. नाम से ही समझ आ रहा है कि शेयर गड़बड़ है. So I was looking for a share called 420 Limited. I just tracked the share. One day it got a hike of 20%. The price hiked by 20%. I was like 20% बढ़ गया, कल और रहेगी. Next day I saw it again hiked by 20%. Third day I was so confident that it is rising, the trend is uptrend, so I'll buy it and I'll make a profit out of it. So I invested whole my money, 5,000 rupees in that. Third day it fell by 10%. So I was like, okay, one day can be the correction day. Next day it fell by 15%. Next day it fell by 30%. So basically मेरा 5,000 of 2,500 बन गया. But why did this happen? Because there are some people who have a lot of money. Foreign investors are there, Indian investors are there. They create a group and they manipulate the demand and supply of some small stocks, small capital stocks. And it is very easy to manipulate it because the quantity, the total, you can say the total availability of the units is very less. So if you buy them now, easily the price will shoot up. So what they did, they created a group and they manipulated the prices for 2-3 days and trapped the small investors like me. After that, they sold the whole of stock. The price gone down. Okay. Now what happened when this was happening? There is someone who is always watching in the stock market. SEBI, you know that. SEBI is the Securities and Exchange Board of India. We also call them the watchdog. What they are doing, they are just watching the regulations of the stock market, the manipulations if there are some, and after that they will ban them. So suppose they identified that in 420 Limited share there was a manipulation going on. So SEBI issued one notice that from today nobody can buy this share and nobody can sell this share. Means SEBI actually stopped the buying and selling of that particular stock. For how many months? Suppose 6 months. Why 6 months? Sir, investigation is going on. So by the time investigation is going to be completed, nobody can sell the stock, nobody can buy the stock. Now tell me by your common sense, if I am not buying a stock and not selling a stock, the price will move or not? The price will not move. The price will remain same. We call it a frozen state in stock market. So now they are there in the frozen state, the 420 Limited stock. and the price is not moving. But for the period of 6 months, when the price of my share is not moving, Sensex, Nifty, they are moving. Yes or no? Sensex or Nifty, you know, na? Share market. It is going to move. BSE, NSE, Sensex, everything. They are not going to stop for me. In my share, there was a manipulation, but stock market is moving. Can I say my share's price is Y variable, suppose, and stock market value is X variable? X is moving for 6 months, but Y is not moving. So for the time being, I can say there is no correlation. Means X and Y have a correlation of 0. What they have? Correlation of 0. But can I say that my stock is unrelated to the market? I can never say this. That means two variables can be related, still their correlation can be 0. Two variables can be unrelated, still their correlation is 0. So in exam, they will confuse you. They will give you R is equal to 0. Which of the following is true? Option A, variables are unrelated. Option B, variables are related. Option C, either of them is possible. I'll mark either of A or B. Means A be possible hai, B be possible hai. They can be related, they can be unrelated. Like your mom and dad had a fight. And for 3-4 days that is going on. So for 3-4 days they are not having lunch or dinner together. So for the time being, correlation is 0. But can you say they are unrelated or they have taken divorce? Obviously not. So variables can be related, still their correlation can be 0. Have you understood this? Now please write down it properly in point number 4. If correlation coefficient is 0, if correlation coefficient is equal to 0, then it does not necessarily mean that variables are unrelated. Means they can be related as well. It depends on case to case. Clear now? R equal to 0. Any doubts? Okay. R equal to 0 is correlation is 0. But variables can be related, can be unrelated. Point number 5. There is a term called coefficient of. Achha, there are people who have given exam in June. Anyone here who has given exam in June? So have you read these things before June? You know it now? Very nice. So right now the clarity is there, that where I was missing the topics. So have you ever heard of the name coefficient of determination? Please write down. There is a term called coefficient of determination. Coefficient of determination. Now this is very common in exam if you see the past papers. Not that. This is very common in the past papers, coefficient of determination. And there are people who do not actually know about it, like she gave in June but never heard of it. So coefficient of determination is square of correlation coefficient. What is this? Square of correlation coefficient. So please write down, which is square of correlation coefficient. Square of correlation coefficient. So that means in exam I'll find first R. R is what? Correlation coefficient. And then I'll do the square of that. And after doing the square, I'll get the answer of coefficient of determination. But till now we have not discussed how to find correlation coefficient. Okay, we'll come to that. But I am clear that sir R निकाल के उसका square करेंगे तो उसका नाम है coefficient of determination. What is the name of that? Coefficient of determination. Example, do not copy. R is 0.5. Tell me what is coefficient of determination? 0.25. Any problem? 0.5 into 0.5, 0.25. So they will provide you R in exam and you will give them this. Very easy. But for that, sir, if they do not give me R, then I will compute it. And for that, we have a lot of formula. We'll come to that. Right now, sir, R is given. I'll do the square of it and the name will be coefficient of determination. Are you okay with this? We will come to the discussion later on again in this point. Right now, please leave space for 3 points. We'll come here again to write 2-3 more points. Moving to the material again, in page number 1, we have understood what is correlation. There are 4 methods to compute correlation. Method number 1, scatter diagram method, also known as dot diagram method, and it is a pure theory topic. Sums will not be coming from this. It is a graphical method where you draw a dot diagram. So they cannot ask you to draw it because it is an MCQ exam, right? So we will understand this, but only theoretically. Number 2, which is the most important one, very important. Carl Pearson. Hey, it is Pearson, not Pearson. Please correct it. It is Carl Pearson, Pearson. Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. And then we have Spearman's rank correlation coefficient, which is also important. These 2 are most important in the chapter. And then we have concurrent deviation. They can ask you theory plus sums from these 3. But theory from the only point number 1. Okay. We'll start with Carl Pearson, which is the most important now. Please come to page 205. We'll find 3 formula here of Carl Pearson. Carl Pearson gave the name product moment correlation coefficient. In exam, if they ask you who gave the name product moment correlation coefficient, you will mark Carl Pearson. Product moment correlation coefficient, small r. There are 3 formula on the screen. All of them will give you same answer. Then sir, why there are 3 formula? Depending on the data, you will use them. Just like standard deviation. There were 2 formula, we were always preferring second one. But sometimes we were using first one, depending on the data, right? Similarly, we need to know all of them, but we will prefer one of them. Which one we'll talk about it. So let's start with the first one. This bracket is not required here. R is equal to covariance of xy divided by, what is this? Standard deviation of x, and this is standard deviation of y. Do you know how to calculate them? We have already done it in dispersion chapter. For that we have 2 formula and we always prefer this one. Summation x square by n minus summation x by n whole square. We always prefer this one, right? Okay, and what was the other formula? Formula number 1 of my book, divided by n and root. This one. Okay. So we rarely use the second one, which was actually the first one in book. Okay. Now, for this R formula, I will find this and I will find this. Any problem? With the help of any of the formula given above. Right? Tell me, if I give you X and Y column, what are the columns you need for standard deviation? Which formula I should use? Normally we are using this one. Normally we are using this one, right? But before understanding which one I am going to use, we need to understand the numerator. Numerator is COV. What is COV? Covariance. If you do not know, write it. COV is covariance of X and Y. Covariance of X and Y. Covariance of X and Y is, what is the formula for that? Summation of, in your book, please write down if you have the book. Summation of X minus X bar into y minus y bar whole divided by n. Sir, numerator is this. Yes, that numerator covariance xy has a formula this. So, sir, to get the numerator, I'll apply this formula. Yes. And now look at this formula and tell me which standard deviation formula will be good for me. Second one, this one. Because I can see there is a column of x minus x bar, there is a column of y minus y bar. So that column can give me this column as well. Yes? So ultimately this formula will be useful in the correlation topic. Always. But in this question we were using the other one. Clear? Sir, clear. But what is a covariance, sir? Do you know what is a variance? Square of a standard deviation. What is a variance? Square of a standard deviation. तो सर स्क्वायर करने पे आता है वेरिएंस, बट अभी उसका नाम है कोवेरिएंस. व्हाट वी आर कॉलिंग इट? कोवेरिएंस. Co-education college means boys and girls together. Covariance means x and y together. Means can I say a common variance of x and y? Correct. A common variance of x and y. You don't have to learn this formula, you can understand it very easily. Tell me, if I remove the root from this formula, what is the formula? Standard deviation will become variance. Yes or no? We have done it together. If you remove the root, that will become a variance formula. But variance of which variable? X variable. Variance of which variable? X variable. But can I write this as x minus x bar into x minus x bar? Any problem? Square was there, no? So I can write it like this. And now I want a common variance of x and y. So changing x to y in one of the bracket. And we have got the formula. Very easy. So whenever you feel that, sir, I have forgotten the formula of covariance, very easy. Write down the formula of variance. Two brackets. One bracket will be x. Another bracket will be y. Are you okay with this? Tell me for this formula, which column I am actually requiring. Summation के बाद जो आता है वो column होता है. Whatever comes after summation is your column. So x minus x bar into y minus y bar. This is my main column that I need. What I need? X minus x bar into y minus y bar. So first I'll find x minus x bar. Then I'll find y minus y bar. Then I'll find product of them, x minus x bar into y minus y bar. This column's total will be posted here, yes or no? In the numerator. N is number of observation. Any problem? Sir, for standard deviation, what I am going to do, because I need standard deviation in the denominator. So, sir, x का standard deviation कौन होगा? Tell me. Summation x minus x bar whole square by n root. And y का क्या होगा? Summation y minus y bar whole square by n and root. So I need what columns? X minus x bar whole square and y minus y bar whole square. Means, sir, already I have created three columns. I need x minus x bar whole square now. And I need y minus y bar whole square. So basically I need total of this, and total of this. Three totals. And I'm done with the question. If you come back to formula number 1, you need only three things in the formula. See properly. One is this, one column's total, and after that divide by n. Another this. With this I'll get the standard deviation of y. With this I'll get the standard deviation of x. Here means I'll create how many columns? 2 will be given and 5 more. So basically I think if it is coming in exam, it can be a time wastage. But still we are taking few figures to check. 2, 5, 7, 1, 3, 4. Start and give me the answer. Formula number 1. I have given you very simple figures. Okay, wait, let me change. Make it 8 and make it 2. And now do it, please. Sorry. just simplifying the figures. So what is your step number 1? Sir, mean निकालना है. क्या करना है? Mean. So 15 divided by 3. What is your mean? 5. Then 9 divided by 3. What is your mean? X minus x bar. 2 minus 5. Do not copy. Do it yourself. 2 minus 5 is minus 3. 5 minus 5 is 0. 8 minus 5 is 3. The total of this column is always 0. We know that. Property number 2 of arithmetic mean. But do not do the total. Not required at all. Next column. 2 minus 3. Minus 1. 3 minus 3. 0. 4 minus 3. 1. Again 0. But I do not need the total of them. Now you will give me these 3 columns. So x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Minus 3 into minus 1. कितना होगा? 3. 0 into 0. 3 into 1. 3. What is the total? 6. X minus x bar का whole square. So minus 3 का whole square कितना होगा? 9. 0 का 0. 3 का 9. Total is 18. Minus 1 whole square 1. 0 का 0. 1 का 1. What is the total? We have got all the 3 figures that I need for the calculation. If you are done with this, first step, find covariance. First step, find covariance. Formula of covariance. Summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by small n. That means 6 divided by 3. So answer is 2. Not final answer, but covariance xy is 2. Standard deviation of x. Formula. By what? N. Root. So you have the total of this column. Can you give me the answer? Sir, 18 is the total. 18 by 3 we are doing, and then root. What you are getting? Root 6 is how much? 2.45. 2.45 after round off. And standard deviation of y. Same formula, same formula. Tell me how much? 2 divided by 3 root 0.8. 0.82. 0.82 after rounding off. Everyone is getting this? Sir, we calculated all the 7 columns, 5 columns we made actually, and after that we calculated 3 things. And now, do you remember the formula? Formula of R. What was the formula of R? R equals to covariance in the numerator divided by SD of x into SD of y. So you have all the 3 figures with you. Covariance is 2. SD of x कितना है? 2.45 and 0.82. What is the final answer? Means 2 by 3. You can keep it. That's your choice. It depends on your comfort zone. You can keep it.
Sir, 1.
Answer.
Sir, 1.
Yes, 0.995. So 0. You can say 1 actually. It is 0.995 now. So if I round off, it will become one perfect positive correlation. What kind of correlation? Perfect positive correlation. But it may happen that they will give you 0.995 in the option. Why? Because the range is very narrow. What is the range? -1 to +1. अभी अगर राउंड ऑफ करने बैठेंगे तो सारा 1 हो जाएगा. समझ में आ रहा है? The range is very narrow. So if they are giving you 0.995, that will be the answer. You will mark it. Tell me one thing. I'm keeping it as 0.995 just because the range is very narrow. Tell me, how much time will you take in exam with this method? मतलब 1 minute तो लगेगा ही ना. 1 minute it will take for sure. More than 1 minute because I have given you a very simple figure calculation. Single digit. They can give you double digit as well. Right? Single digit, that too only 3 observations, so it became very easy for you. But in exam it can be very complicated, so I will never use this formula. But I'll use this formula when they give me covariance by themselves. If they are giving me that covariance is 2, I am forced to use this formula, yes or no? But that is good now. I'll say thank you. You have calculated covariance, I'll apply the formula. But if they do not give me anything and give me only columns, I will never use formula number 1. Any doubts? R is equal to 1. No, it is close to that. It is not 1. That is why I am not rounding off now. Because the range is very narrow. 0.995. Not exactly 1. Keep it like this. Take 3 decimal places. Because if you are doing round off now, so basically moderate correlation will become perfect. Which is not the case. We cannot do it. Everyone, if you have understood that we are not looking for this formula 1 for column questions, but still we will learn the formula because there can be a non-column question where we need it. Formula number 2, read. Formula 2 on the screen. Summation xy divided by summation x square into summation y square root. Tell me what are the columns that you need? Sir, अगर x and y are given, then I need xy, I need x square, I need y square. So you are wrong actually. Because this formula is giving you a condition. And in that condition, they are saying that x is not x. X is x minus x bar. What they are saying? X is not x. X is deviation. X is what? Deviation. Deviation of x means x minus x bar. And deviation of y means y minus y bar. Sir, what is the problem with this condition? The problem is that now whatever you are seeing is not actually x and y. They are x minus x bar and y minus y bar. If I change the form of this formula according to the condition, then the formula will look like this. R equal to summation of x is x minus x bar and y is y minus y bar. If you want, you can copy this in your book. But this is the main formula. The one that you are seeing is not the exact formula. If I include the condition, then numerator is this. And what is the denominator? So there is a root in which we have summation of what? X minus x bar whole square into summation of y minus y bar whole square. This is the main formula. This is not the formula. Understood? And actually it will take same amount of time as formula number 1. Yes or no? Sir, I need this column, I need this column, I need this column, I need this column, I need this column. Same 5 columns as per formula number 1, right? So if I'm ignoring 1, I'm ignoring 2 as well. Yes or no? I'm not solving questions from this because they are the same columns. Same 5 columns you need to make. So sir, why we are learning this formula? Because sometimes they will give you summation xy itself and then they will give you this condition. So you will understand, okay, this is formula 2. For those questions, I am learning the formula. For column question, I will never apply 1 or 2. Clear? You can write also, we are ignoring these formulas. They are of no use. Right? Because 2 महीना बाद भूल जाओगे फिर ये लगाने लग जाओ. So formula 1 and 2, we are not applying in any column question. So sir, 3 apply करेंगे and 3 itself is looking very big. Still it is very easy. Formula 3 will be applied everywhere. Please read the formula and tell me, is it reminding you of some formula that you have already done with me?
Sir, chi-square formula.
Anywhere, are you finding any resemblance? in Formula 3. हाँ, standard deviation का Formula 2. If you remember, it was like this: summation x square by n. Do not copy. Minus summation x by n whole square. Do you remember this? It is just like that standard deviation formula in the denominator. Just they removed the n from here and putting one n here. Everything else is same in the root. Any problem? And if one root is clear to us, then second root is same with y variable. So what I am going to do, I'll learn this root by understanding the HD formula. Then this root is also done, and numerator you need to learn properly. So I am giving you 2 minutes to learn the formula. Then we will start it. 2 minutes to learn the formula. I'll ask you. You will have to write on the board. I'll call you. Start now. 2 minutes. फॉर्मूला नंबर 2 एकदम अच्छे से याद कर लो, एकदम भूलना ही नहीं है, ऐसा याद करो. If you are done with Formula 3, then learn 1 and 2 as well. You have time to learn all 3 of them. Then I'll call you on the board. Online people, you also need to learn it. पता चला सो गए सर.
नहीं sir है नहीं
2 years ago we had one batch with crash people. At that time COVID thing was going on, so physical classes were not there much. So the whole mathematics batch was there online. I was taking classes from Kolkata. So 2 months. In 2 months we completed whole of quant. I took the batch, logical reasoning, maths, statistics, everything. In 2 months we completed everything, and only one Sunday was off. Every day online class from 8 a.m. So it was a fun time. Means 2 months regularly every day online. They are your seniors right now. Means in 3rd year they are. Okay. How many people have learned all 3 of them? तीनों याद हो गया तो हाथ उठाओ भाई. Yes, तीनों याद हो गए. Only one person till now. 2, 3. With batch number 1, I'll have mathematics of finance on 20th and 21. Okay, batch 2, Ghanshyam sir will take. And calculator with GT button is required on that day. It is a 10-mark chapter in exam, so you cannot afford to miss it. How many people have learned this already? अभी तक याद कर रहे हो? इतना क्या है इसमें भाई? So many X's are there. One more minute, then I'll call you. Yes, how many people are done? नहीं वाला बोल रहा है, वो स्टेप वेरिएशन होता है, इट इज नॉट डायरेक्ट फॉर्मुलेशन। कितनी वाला बात में आएगा, वो फॉर्मूला नहीं है, एक रिलेशन ये सेकंड में थर्ड थिंग पार्ट ऊपर नीचे डिवाइड बाय n करेगा तो n तो कैंसिल हो जाएगा। Impact वही होगा numerator में denominator. If I divide numerator by n and denominator by n, it is not modifying the overall equation, right? Yes. We'll write the formula on the board. In every chapter, learn the formula by heart. Without formula, starts में कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Yes. Done now. Formula number 2. Chalk it there. Formula number 2 of correlation. Fast. पता है तुझे याद है, तभी तो तेरे को बुलाया। Yes, अभी याद हो गया? कितनी देर लगेगी? You learned all of them? Complete it fast. Numerators formula. After this, we get this numerator. And for the standard deviation also you have different formula, right? Apply all the formula, then make the section. Okay. That is the formula. You can also write and learn if you want. Write the formula, learn it by writing. But learning formula is very important. Okay, याद हो गया? बुक साथ में ले आया। फॉर्मूला नंबर 3. Very good. This is correct. How many people have the confidence that they can write the formula now? Let's check. Why not everyone? We have taken 5 to 7 minutes. There are only 3 formulas there. We cannot learn it. Okay. So now, let's start with the question, then we'll understand. I told you that formula 1 and 2 we are not preferring, but still we need them in some questions. But formula 3 I'll prefer always, which is the biggest one. Still it is going to help me. How? Only I need 3 columns. XY column, X square column, Y square column. That's it. Sir, X and Y, वो तो वो लोग देंगे ना. In some X and Y will be given. So I am not making those columns. I am making additional 3 columns, XY, X square and Y square. And tell me one thing, XY, X square and Y square can be solved with GT button or not? Very easily. That means it will save a lot of time. Formula 3. Now you have learned the formula, try to write it without seeing it. Question number 1, part 2 we are doing. Question 1, part 2 in the same page. Question 1, part 2 in the same page. I should take, in exam I should take 40 to 45 seconds for this question. Today you can take 1 minute also, use GT button properly. I don't think GT button is required a lot here because figures are very simple. And leave the habit of copying the columns. I am copying for you only. But in exam we cannot copy it. It will waste my time. I need only 3 columns, I am focusing on them. XY, X square and Y square. XY total is 68, right? X square 55, Y square total is 90, 90. Total of X column is 20, right? No, 15, and Y column is 20. So we have all the totals now. Formula 3 will be applied and you will get the answer. 0.8 is correct. R equals to n summation xy minus summation x into summation y divided by, there are 2 roots, n summation x square minus summation x whole square, n summation y square minus summation y whole square. If you don't have confidence, write the formula again and again to learn it. Now, n is 5, 5 into summation xy is 68, minus 15 into 20. In denominator, in first root we have 5 into summation x square which is 55, minus 15 square which is 225. In second root I have 5 into 90, minus 20 square, which is 400. And now solve it, you will get your answer. 0.8 should be coming. Everyone please check. So basically it is coming as 40 by 50, which is 0.8. Any problem with the calculation, substitution, anyone? याद हो गया फॉर्मूला? पक्का? Can I solve this on GT, this thing? Can I solve the numerator with GT button? Yes. 5 into 68 I'll do on my calculator first. Then we'll press equal to button, right? After that I have negative of 15, right? So type 15 on your calculator. Then there is a button on your calculator, this button, plus minus button. Have you seen this? After writing 15, press plus minus button. It will become minus 15. Then multiply with 20 equal to and then GT, you will get the numerator easily. For complicated figures, it will help me a lot. These were easy figures. But for complicated figures, this GT thing will help me a lot. Yeah, repeating. 5 into 68, then you will press equal to button, right? After that, write 15 or any figure and press this button. There is a button like this on your calculator, plus minus. Press it, then multiply by 20 equal to and then GT. And you will get 40, which is the numerator, right? This I need to practice. Only knowing it won't help me. इसके साथ practice करने से speed बढ़ेगा, right? Sometimes you may have 3 different calculations in a numerator. Which one? This one, na? First you will do 5 into 68. After that, you know this is 15 into 20, but there is a negative sign. If plus sign was there, it is going to be very easy, right? But negative sign is there, so type 15 first. Then press this button. You may have this button on calculator, plus minus button. Press it. Then multiply by 20 and equal to, and then GT. Getting it? So I am saying for this question, maybe the calculation is not big in the numerator, but some ratio, proportion, or indices questions may have a big numerator. It will help you a lot, this GT thing. Now, if you are done with this, then can you give me the answer of part 4 of the same question? Part 2 we have done together, part 4 now. Everyone should give me the correct answer. Maximum amount of time can be taken is 1 minute. Maximum 1 minute. Fast. GT button, you should be having a calculator with that. In every chapter you will realize the usage of GT button, and in mathematics of finance, do not come to the class if you do not have a calculator with you. वरना कुछ समझ आने वाला नहीं. Batch 2 or batch 1, batch 1 or batch 2, Ghanshyam sir will take. What is the total of XY column? 678 is correct. Total of X square column? 630. Correct. Total of y square column 734 अपने आप करो and then apply the formula. I need total of x column, y column also. 50 is the total of first one. 54 is the total of second one, right? Point six is correct, very good. And speed is also good. Uh, 0.6 is correct, very good. Those who are getting it. Zero point six. How many people are getting? Very good. Everyone will get this same formula, same application. The only mistake that you can make is calculation mistakes. I don't know how many people are using the tricks. GT button we are using. Into equal to you can use. 11 into equal to will give you square of 11. 12 into equal to 13 into equal to 14 into equal to then GT बटन. अगर ये करेंगे तो स्पीड मतलब बहुत तेज होगी आपकी स्पीड. 13 into equal to 12 into equal to 15 into equal to 14 into equal to then GT. It will give you the total of y square column. It's so easy if you have the practice. Even after knowing the trick, you are not using it. कोई फायदा नहीं. On exam day, your hands will not move. Everyone is okay with this 0.6. If you are not getting, all figures are on the screen. You can check and verify. So part 1 and 3 are homework. Part 1 and 3 are homework of the same question. Anyone who is getting a different answer in part 4, raise your hand. क्या आ रहा है आपका? What you are getting? Say 0.6 you are not getting, na? You are getting it? Okay. 0.6, anyone who is not getting? Okay. Can you give me the answer of number 2 fast? Same page. Same question. Increase your speed. Anyone who has got the answer? Correct. 0.4 is the final answer. Very good. Who has got that? 2 people. Numerator is 8, right? And denominator is 20. So final answer is 0.4. So it depends on the figures that they are giving in exam. If figures are complicated, your calculator will help you. Will take a little time, but 1 minute में तो बनना चाहिए. In 1 minute I should get it. Right? 0.4 is correct. Anyone who is getting a different answer? देता ही है, देगा ये तो छोटा है. बीकॉम में तो 7 वैल्यूज आते हैं. यहाँ पे तो 1 मार्क है. ये आता है. Anyone who is not getting 0.4, raise your hand. Getting something else? Solution is on the screen. Totals I have given. If you are not getting, write down these totals. Compare this at home. Number 3 is also your homework. Ignore the year column. Supply will be your X column. If not mentioned, take the first column as X, second column as Y, and then solve it. So this is also your homework number 3. So similar questions are there for your practice so that you can increase your speed, right? 3 we have done together, 3 are your homework now. Fine? Read question 4 and tell me how will I do this? With which formula? Question 4 with which formula? First formula, very good. Because covariance is given. And covariance is there in only one formula. And this is not a column question. I cannot ignore covariance formula. So they have given me covariance 20.
Sir,
Variance is
0.67.
20. Variance is what? Sir, variance होता है SD का square. Variance होता है SD square. So what is my SD? 5 and what is my SD? 6. So we have got SD of X and SD of Y. We have got covariance and we should get the answer. Correct. Covariance of XY by SD of X into SD of Y. Covariance is 20 given in the question. Variance was given, so we calculated SD 5 and 6. 20 by 30, which is 0.67. Very frequent in exam, still very easy. Covariance by SD of X into SD of Y. Any problem? If you have any conceptual doubt why we are applying Formula 1, how we are doing these things, raise your hand. Clear to everyone? Now, question number 5. Similar question. 4 we are done. 0.67 is the answer. If you have any doubt, you can tell me. Number 5 we are doing now. Correct. Very good. Everyone should be getting the answer for 5. Same formula again. Covariance is given. Formula 1. 4 is correct. If you are getting 4, you are correct. How many people are getting it? Very good. Covariance is 12. R is given. Check properly. Correlation coefficient R is given. So it is 0.6 R. This is covariance. And HD of X is also given. HD of Y they are asking, same formula. Coming to same formula, sir, R is given. R is given as how much? 0.6. 0.6. Covariance is 20, right? 12 or 20, how much? 12. 12 divided by SD of X they have given as Y, 5. And SD of Y we are finding. So SD of Y will come here, cross multiplication. And I will be getting 12 divided by 5 into 0.6. Final answer is 4. Any problem with this calculation? Both are very important for exam. We'll give you a break after one question. Are you okay with this one? Chalo, tell me 6-1 can be done with which formula? 6-1 can be done with which formula? Formula 2, because they have given you this condition. X is deviation of X, Y is deviation of Y. So formula number for what? Formula number 2, apply and get the answer. Darpan practice. At what time? Okay, both of you. 3. Not required. 0.77. How many people are getting? This is correct. Everyone should get it ना. अब ये भी नहीं होगा क्या? Formula 2 लगाना है. What is Formula 2? See on the screen. R equals to summation xy divided by root over summation x square into summation y square, right? बस ये लगाना, you will get the answer. So in the question they have given you summation x by 12, then 20, 10 and 24. So 12, 10 and 24 and root of that. So 0.77 is coming. Very easy. Why not everyone is getting this? You have learned the formula already. So they have given you everything. Say thank you and substitute the value. Clear? कुछ पता नहीं. Part 2. Which formula? Which formula for part 2? Formula 3. Formula 3. Because n is given. Check properly. Only in one formula you have n. Formula 3. Apply it and give me the answer. 0.466 or 47. So 0.47. Take your time. Everyone should get 0.47 formula 3. It's all about your speed on calculator. I am not solving part 2. Everyone apply formula 3 and give me the answer. .47 is correct. How many people are already getting it? Good. Everyone should get 0.47. Formula 3, we have already learned the formula, applied in 3 questions. उसके बाद भी नहीं आ रहा है तो you have talent. 6 part 1 is okay with everyone. Part 1. N summation xy minus summation x into summation y. Numerator is coming as 70. Numerator is coming as 70. 0.47. Correct. Yes, anyone who is trying not getting 0.47? What answer? 14. Out of the range of R. कभी भी आपका आंसर -1 से +1 के बाद आए, slap yourself. Because your range is -1 to +1, your answer cannot fall out of the range. Anyone else who is not getting the answer? Getting 0.47. Okay, we are taking a break of 20 minutes. We'll start at 4:22. Attendance ले लेके सर में दर्द हाइब्रिड का झमेला है. Okay, so we have done column questions on correlation, and three formula we have done. We know which one to prefer in exam. Right now, question 7 we are taking, in which there is a mistake in calculation and we need to correct the mistake. These questions were there in your dispersion also and central tendency also. A computer, while calculating the correlation coefficient between two variables x and y from 25 pairs, obtained the following results. It was, however, discovered at the time of checking that the two pairs of observations, two pairs were not correctly copied. Two pairs means two values of x column and two values of y column. There was a mistake. So we need to correct, and what was the mistake? They were taken as 6 and 14, while correct figure was 8 and 12, and they were taken as 8 and 6, while correct figure was 6 and 8. So these are the mistakes that I need to correct. And then prove that. Obviously they cannot ask me prove that in exam. It can come in BCom. But what they will ask me, they will ask me find the correct value of correlation coefficient. And 2/3 will be there in the option. Clear? To prove that question cannot come in an objective paper. What they'll ask you, find the correct value of correlation. Answer will be 2/3 given in the option. Clear? So how will I correct it? First tell me what is the mistake. 6, 14, 8 and 6. So what are the columns that you make for the formula number 3? Sir, x and y are always given and I make 3 more columns. So x, y, xy square, y square. And now I will correct all of them so that I can find a correct correlation, right? In X column, what I have done, what is my mistake? 6, 14, 8 and 6. 6, 14, 8 and 6. All these are wrong figures. Check properly. 6, 14, 8 and 6 are wrong figures. But what are the correct figures? 8, 12, 6, 8. So sir, 8, 12, 6 and 8 are the correct figures. How will I correct? I'll remove the wrong figures, I'll add the correct figures and done. Any problem? Tell me what is the total of summation? Oh, there is a typing error in the question. This is not HD of X. This is summation X. This is not SD of Y. This is summation Y. Correct it, please. You have the book, please correct it. No, this is correct. This 100 na? 125. It will not change because the figures are like that. It may change in your exam. For this question, it is not changing. Okay. So now everyone, tell me what is the total of summation X given in the question? 125. But tell me what is the total of 8 and 6? 14. 8 and 6, 14. So this column will not change even if I correct it. Even if you correct it, the column will not change, right? Same will happen to Y column. If you look at the total, what is the total? What is the total? So the total of the column will not change. What is the total given in question? Both are actually correct also. They are incorrect also and correct also. Because even after correcting, they are same. Any problem? Third column. What is the total given in question? 508. Now 508 is the wrong total. I want to correct it. How will you correct? Sir, if you have written 6 in X and 14 in Y, then what you have written in XY? 6 into 14, 84. Any problem? 8 in X and 6 in Y, 48. 8 into 12, it should be there. And 8 into 6, again 48 should be there. So can I cancel 48? I have written 48, I should have written 48. So it is fine with me. 84 and 96, what is the gap? 12. So the column should increase by 12 or decrease by 12? Increase by 12. It is a common sense that 96 will be added, 84 will be deducted. So if I subtract 84 and add 96, what is the total? 520 is the correct figure of summation XY. Any problem with this? In this way can be corrected. In exam, they won't give you 2 mistakes, they will give you only 1 pair mistake. Because it is a 1 mark question in exam. Tell me, what mistake I have made in X square column? Sir, 6 की जगह क्या लिखा होगा? Think about it. 6 की जगह क्या लिखा होगा? 36. 8 की जगह क्या लिखा होगा? लिखना क्या था? 64 और 36 same है ना? So it will not change. It will not change. The total of the column. What is the total of the column? See your question. 650. 650 is the total. You have the book. Check. 650 is the total. Not changing because figures are same. Y square. What is the mistake I have done? Sir, 14 square. How much? 190. 6 square कितना होता है? 36. 12 square how much? 144. 8 square how much? So remove the wrong figures, add the correct figures. What they have given to me in Y square column? Total. Oh, have I done a mistake? Oh, correct. 460 they have given. 460. 460 minus what? minus 196 minus 36 plus 144 plus 64. How much? 436 is the correct figure. Any problem with what I am doing here? 0.67 is correct. Very good. 436, every figure is correct now. Can we find R now with formula 3? To give me the answer. Formula 3, apply formula 3 and give the value of R. Can be very lengthy in exam, so not expecting, but still in June term also few questions were like this, like very lengthy. So it can come in exam, but not very important. Now, n summation xy, what is n given in the question? 25. So coming back to the formula, n summation xy minus summation x into summation y, GT will help you in this. GT button will give you the numerator. In denominator, 25 into 650 minus 125 का square कितना है? 15625. 15625. This is one root. Another root. Six, 7. Getting? 436, we have corrected it, right? Minus summation y कितना था आपका? 100. 100 का square 10,000. Clear? And solve it, you'll get your answer. Answer is 0.67. 6666 will be rounded off to 67, which is nothing but 2 by 3, which is given in the question already. In exam, they will give you that an option. They'll give you the answer in option in exam. Clear? There is a very bad habit of people that by calculating on calc, they instead of pressing the equal to button, they press the plus button. Although you get the same answer, but in GT calculation, it will be very difficult to get the answer. For GT, I need an equal to button. Do not press plus button, please. If you are done with this, number 8. Very important for exam. Mark a star before end. Number 8. You just read the question and tell me which formula I am going to apply in number 8. Which formula I will use in number 2. Okay. How many people think formula 2 will be used? Think about it. Which formula I should use? They are asking me number of items. Number of items कौन होता है भाई? Small n. Number of items is small n. Which formula I should use? Formula 1. How many people are saying 1? Means covariance formula, right? Formula 2. How many people are with formula 2? Formula 3. Maximum people are saying formula 3 because we want number of items. And in only formula 3, n is there, right? But all of you are wrong. Formula 3 will not be applied. Formula 2 will be applied. Because of this line. Read the line. Where x and y denote deviations of x and y from their respective mean. That means where x is x minus x bar and y is. And whenever this condition is given, you need to use formula number 2. But sir, in formula 2, number of items is not there. We'll think about it, but right now we can use only formula 2. Third and 1 cannot be used. So can you use formula 2 and give me something? R equals to summation x by formula 2 divided by what? Root over summation x square into summation of y square. Now, R is already given in the question. How many? 0.95. 0.95 is equals to how much? Summation xy is how much? 57. Divided by what? So 60 is given. 60. Summation x square is 60. Summation y square we are finding. Till now I have not touched this information, variance of y. Clear? But right now I can compute summation y square. Squaring of both sides. 0.95 into 0.95 is 9025. 0.9025, right? 0.9025. I told you to learn some squares. Not till 95 obviously. I have asked you to learn till 25. Okay. Squaring both sides. What is the square of 57? 3249. Again, you cannot learn 57 squares, right? Till 25 you should learn. Divided by root will be removed, right? So now can you give me summation y square? 60 is coming, which is correct. Summation y square is equals to 3249 divided by 60 into 0.9025. Final answer is 60. Summation y square are 60. Any problem with this? But sir, why do I need this? Till now I am looking for n, number of items. But summation y square is not my answer, right? But they have given me additional information, which is what? Variance of y. So read the question and tell me what they have given me as variance. Coming back to question. 6 2 by 3. See on the screen, 6 2 by 3 is my variance of which variable? Y variable. 6 2 by 3 क्या होता है भाई? 20 by 3. 6 2 by 3 क्या होता है? 20 by 3. 20 by 3 is variance of y. Tell me which formula of variance I should use here. I have two formula. There's two formula of HD. If you remove the root, it becomes variance. Which formula? Formula 1 of HD or formula 2? Variance of y, I am using this formula. Can I use this? Or formula 2? I should use this. Yes, answer is 9. Very good. I can use this formula, but you say, sir, मेरे पास तो summation y square है. No, you don't have summation y square. What is the condition of this formula? What is the condition of this formula? X is x minus x bar and y is? That means what you have computed is not summation y square. It is summation y minus y bar whole square. Understood this or not? This was the main catch. That what we are computing is not summation y square. It is summation y minus y bar whole square. And now if I come to the variance formula, then in this formula 20 by 3 on the left, 60 on the right, divided by what? N. And what is the value of n? 3 into 3, 9. Any problem with this? So this is a very good question for exam marker star. First, I decided formula 2 because of that condition. Then I calculated summation y square, which is not y square. It is y minus y bar whole square. So that condition you should keep in mind. Okay. And after getting this, I realized which variance formula I can use only this one. What is the other variance formula? Just for knowledge, I am checking. The other variance formula is this. Not y, not x. We are talking about y. But I cannot use this formula, yes or no? Why I cannot use this formula, sir? Because what you have is not summation y square. It is summation y minus y bar whole square. Clear? So I cannot use this formula. Normally I am preferring that, but not in this case. Any problem? So with this, we completed simple questions on Carl Pearson. That actually come in exam a lot. Carl Pearson is over. If I come back to the first page of correlation, there were 4 methods, page number 201, and we completed method number 2. Very important in exam, Carl Pearson. Second method, Spearman, which is very easy. Write down the heading, rank correlation coefficient. Yes? Any doubts in Pearson? Okay. So give the heading rank correlation coefficient. Rank correlation by Edward Spearman. By Edward Spearman. Now what Spearman did, he said that Carl Pearson is a wastage of time. बोला इतना माथापच्ची नहीं करना है. Instead of taking all values, I'll take rank of the values. That means first I'll give rank to the values and then I'll calculate correlation from rank. Sir, ये तो और time wastage है. First you are giving rank. No. When you give the rank to the values, if they are bigger values, rank will be smaller, right or not? For example, you have 3 values on the screen, 365, 250 and 425. Now, which is the bigger one? Rank 1. Second, rank 3. And now I will take these values to find my answer. So there were big values and complicated values. I took ranks, used ranks to find the correlation. But this is not practical, right? Even I feel that this is not practical. You are ignoring the value and taking ranks. And that is why Carl Pearson is more popular than Spearman. Widely used. Everywhere Carl Pearson is used. In stock market analysis, in financial analysis, in CA final, you will come to know that Carl Pearson is there. But Spearman will not be there in CA final. Right? So that means Spearman I will answer only when the question is saying rank correlation. If question is saying Carl Pearson or silent, then also Carl Pearson. By default, if question is silent, I will always compute what? Carl Pearson. Because answer is going to be different. Now, how will I solve this? Rank correlation can be solved with 2 formula. If I come back to the material, in same formula page, which was page number 205, you have 2 formula. Anyone who has done this topic in the past? Why there are 2 formula? तब पे काय हाथ उठा रहे हो? जो करके भी याद नहीं है वो नहीं किए के बराबर है. Anyone who knows why there are 2 formula? When we have a tie case in the x column or y column, then we apply formula 2. So please write down tie case. Tie cases. When we have tie case in x or y column, then we go for formula 2. And when there are no tie cases, then we go for formula number 1. So, sir, what is a tie case? I'll come to that. Right now we are learning formula 1 when there is no tie case in the question. Okay. Learn the formula and then we'll apply it. 1 minus 6 summation d square divided by n cube minus n. There are two elements in the formula. One is d and another is n. D is not deviation of small d. That's a different one. This d is a difference. Write down where in your book only, in the same page, where capital D is Rx minus Ry. Where capital D is Rx minus Ry. Write down in the same page. You need to revise things later on. What is Rx? Rank of column X. Rank of X column. Ry is rank of Y column. So D is the difference of rank. Can I say that? D is the difference of rank. D for difference. Difference of the ranks between X and Y. Any problem? And what is this capital N? Write down. Number of observations in X or Y column. Number of observations in X or Y column. Any one of them you can take. Number of observations in X or Y column. Right now we have written, but we'll understand after one example. Coming to one example. Learn ho gaya kya formula? Have you learned the formula? 1 minus 6 summation d square by n cube minus n. 4 बार बोलो याद हो जाएगा. Now coming to one example. X is given and Y is given. Taking random figures. Y column. Now, we are required to calculate rank correlation from this. Step number 1, allot the ranks. Step number 1, allot the ranks and make Rx and Ry column. Step number 1, make Rx and Ry column. Rx, Ry. Step number 2, make D column. But instead of D column, I will make a D square column. Why? Because in formula I need a D square column. So those who do not remember the formula, capital R is equals to 1 minus 6 summation D square by n cube minus n. This was the formula, right? So I need a D square column. Okay, I will make a D square column after that, and then I am done. I need only 3 columns. How to give rank? Very easy. Biggest figure will get rank 1. So what is my biggest figure of X column? 19. So 19 is rank 1. Any problem? Next, rank 2 is 18. Next, rank 3 is 15. Next, rank 4 is 12. Next, rank 5. Next, rank 6, rank 7. There are 7 values, 7 ranks. Now Ry column, biggest is 40. Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, rank 6, rank 7. Any problem in calculation? And now D square, anyone can find that. 2 minus 6 कितना होता है? Minus 4 का square कितना होगा? 6 minus 4, 2, 2 square is 4. 5 minus 3, 2, 4. 7 minus 3 is 4, 16. 16. 36. Last 4. Total 96. It is going to be very easy. Right? Coming to the formula, 1 minus 6 into 96. By n कितना है? How many observations are there in each column? 7 observations. So 7 cube minus 7. 7 cube कितना होता है? 240, 343. 343 minus 7. 336. Solve it and get the answer. 6 into 96. 576 by 336. 0.71 negative. Why you are not saying negative, everyone? Negative 0.71 is coming. Check properly, not positive. Final answer. So it is going to be extremely easy in exam. Rank correlation आएगा, बहुत फटाफट बनेगा. What kind of correlation is this negative 0.71? Moderate negative correlation. Any problem with that? Moderate negative. Clear now? Any problem with this calculation? Anywhere? 0 point? What he is saying? It is coming as positive. How it will come as positive? 576 by 336 is greater than 1. Right now? Negative 0.71. Any problem? It can be negative, no problem at all. -1 to +1 is the range. Acha, you people are comfortable with types of correlation, right? Tell me what kind of correlation is this? On the screen, I am giving you one example. What kind of correlation is this? Yes? Perfect positive. How many people are saying perfect positive correlation? How many people are saying perfect negative correlation? Very good. This is a perfect positive correlation. They are going in same direction and they are going with same value or magnitude, right? Are you okay with that? Coming back to rank correlation, tell me, if there is a tie in a column, will I use this formula? No, sir, I have a different formula for that. So what I am doing, changing the columns. Suppose 11 is occurring twice here. You can copy again for second example. And suppose 15 is occurring twice in the second column. So now we have got a question where in X column 2 values are repeating and in Y column also 2 values are repeating. When values are repeating, it becomes a tie case. And when it becomes a tie case, formula 1 cannot be used. Okay, so then I will see formula number 2. First, write down the example. 3 बार भी होता है, हाँ, we'll come to that, don't worry. So everyone come to formula page, formula page. Formula 2 I am using now. First tell me what is the similarity between two formula. Sir, 1, same. Summation d square and 6, this part is also same. This part is also same. So it is very easy to learn the formula. Only new part is this. So I am looking for only this part, the circled part. Fine? Any problem? Write down beside this formula, T is, what do we mean by this T? T is number of observations involved in a tie case. Number of observations involved in a tie case. Number of observations involved in a tie case. I'll look for this, but right now I'm not concerned with T. Right now I know that maximum part is same, like the first formula, right? So coming back to that example, have you written this line? Coming back to the example, and now first of all we will write the formula. R is 1 minus 6, then open the bracket. In the bracket we have two things. One is summation d square that we already are comfortable with. D square तो पता है सबको क्या होता है, plus summation of t cube minus t whole divided by 12. This part will understand, divided by n cube minus n. Okay, now one by one we'll start. Let's start with ranking. In X column, I want to give rank, which is very simple. Highest value is 19, it should get rank number 1. Second highest value is 18, rank number 2. What is the third highest value? And now fourth highest value is 11, there is a tie. So those who are doing it for the first time or have forgotten everything, what is my next rank? Fourth rank. Because both the values are same, I cannot give different ranks to them. Also, I cannot give same rank because I have only one rank. I can allot it to one individual only. So what I'll do, if there is a tie, then coming two ranks, what are the coming two ranks? Fourth and fifth. Fourth plus fifth. I'll add them and divide by 2. Means averaging. So what is the average of the coming two ranks? Sir, 4.5. And you will allot average of the two ranks to them. This is not a rank. This is average of two ranks. Coming two ranks. It is just like you are fighting for a dish at home and mom is saying divide by 2. Right? So now there are two people having the same value. I divided the coming two ranks. Tell me what is going to be my next rank. Very good, because fourth and fifth rank we have already used. So next is going to be the sixth rank, which figure? And seventh rank. So if you have 7 values, then 7 ranks will be used. Any problem with this? Now let's come to RY and you people will give me the figures now. Who is rank 1? 40. Rank 2? Rank 3? Rank 4? Now there is a tie. So 4 plus 5th, again divide by 2, same. 4.5 again. So 4.5, 4.5, any problem? Coincidentally, in both the column, we are doing it with 4 and 5, right? What is the next rank? 6th will be given to whom? 2, and then 7. Can I find D square now? Anyone who is not getting Rx and Ry properly? Understanding the concept? Give me D square. 4 ka square 16. 1.5 ka square 2.25. Again 2.25. I have done some mistake. Oh, I saw this column. Sorry. India's Got Talent. So 6 for this. I'll also fill a form now. 6 and 7 now. Tell me 2 minus 7, 5, 5 square 25. 2.25 next. 2.25 next. 0. Next. 25. 36. 1. Total 91.5. Everyone is getting that? 91.5. D square we have got. Same steps we have followed till now. Only difference was the tie case. Now coming to the formula. So you have got D square and you can apply that in formula. So 1 minus 6 है with bracket है. Then we have 91.5. Any problem? This part I do not know, but the denominator I know very well. How many observations are there? 7. So 7 cube minus 7 again, which is 343 minus 7, 336. Any problem till now? Now we'll talk about this t thing. It is a summation of t cube minus t by 12. Summation of this. Can I say there is a column of t cube minus t by 12 where I am doing the summation, right? So why there is a summation in the formula? They are saying that for every tie case, you will find a t cube minus t by 12. For every tie case, not together. For every tie case. So tell me in first column, what is the tie case? Between two observations. Between two observations. So what is your t? 2. Number of observations involved in a tie. How many observations? 2. So what should I do? Just beside the formula I am doing a working. T cube minus t by 12. That means 2 cube minus 2 by 12. Which is how much? 0.5. And this is for x column. This is for x column. In y column also there are 2 observations involved in a tie. Again 2 cube minus 2 by 12, again 0.5. What is the total of them? This total matters to me. Because in formula, summation is given. See properly. Summation means every t cube minus t by 12 will be added. So you have 3 tie cases, then 3 calculations. You had 2 tie cases, 2 calculations. You have 1 tie case, 1 calculation. Any problem? Can I put a 1 here and give me the answer now? Minus 0.65, I believe this is correct. Still, everyone please cross verify. Correct, minus 0.65. Minus 0.65 moderate negative correlation. Now few questions are there in your mind. I know that पहला question तो ये सब छोड़ेंगे कम. But I am not coming to that. Main question is, sir, if there are 3 similar values in the same column, suppose there is one more 11, then what I will do? 4th plus 5th plus 6th divided by 3. Are you okay with this? If I have one more value 11, then in giving the rank I will take 3 ranks. Any problem? Divide by 3. How much? This is not 5th rank. This is average of 3 ranks. So then I will allot 5 to each of them. 5, 5 and 5. Any problem? And because I have used 6 ranks, next rank is 7. So accordingly I will allot 7 here and 8 here. Any problem? This thing you can do. And when you are doing this, then t cube minus t by 12 will become 3 cube minus 3 by 12 for x column. But for y column it is same, which is actually 2. So 2.5 will be the total. I am just modifying figures for your understanding. Have you understood this? In one column, sir, can 2 figures be repeated? Yes, this can also happen. In one column, you can have 2 tie cases. Last thing I am saying, that in first column, if 11 is repeating, suppose 18 is also repeating. So you know how to give rank. I am not concerned with ranking part. You can do it easily. But for t, what will be happening with t? For 11, I will do 3 cube minus 3 by 12 separately. For 18, I will do 2 cube minus 2 by 12 separately and will add them. Are you okay with that? Do not say, sir, I will do 5 cube minus 5 by 12. That's wrong. For every tie case, separate calculation. 3 बार आया, उसका 3 cube minus 3 by 12, 2 times coming, 2 cube minus 2 by 12. Add all of them, there is a summation in the formula, right? Homework and then I'll leave you with. क्या हो गया? बहुत जल्दी होगा क्योंकि रैंकिंग फिगर्स छोटे हो जाएंगे और करते करते बहुत सारा याद हो जाएगा. लाइक स्क्वायर याद कर लो, बहुत इजी हो जाएगा. डी स्क्वायर चाहिए. वो यही है कि प्रैक्टिस करते करते few calculations will be remembered. That will save you time. यहाँ GT बटन का कोई रोल नहीं है. Okay, I'm giving you some homework. Page number 212. Page 212. Question number 1. Question 1. Question number 11. Answers are given at the back. Question number 12. Rank correlation. These questions are taken from ICAI book. Question number 13. That's it. Tomorrow we'll meet again. Thank you. And I have done one change that for attendance tomorrow I'll bring some other method. It is wasting our time. But tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is pure independence. Thank you all of you. इसमें काम नहीं आ रहा है क्योंकि वो नॉर्मली वो इतना छोटा होता है कि यू डू नॉट नीड इट. वो 1.5 2.5 5 ये सब आएगा, तुम जीटी यूज करने वाले हो नहीं. सब सिंपल फिगर होगा ऑलवेज, because gap of two similar kind of figures will be small. Thank you online people. 41 40 कुछ